Now, back to New England Cooks with Carol and Tony.
Now, we all know my audience loves this segment the most, even though your segment was very special and loved by all.
This beautiful food, which I have tasted it all, trust me.
She has.
And it's delicious. We need to do just the perfect wine.
Now, we have our wine guru with us.
The guru, the wino.
From the wino.
The
Good,
resident
okay.
wino.
From Farrell Distributors. They're going to drop it. They're going to sponsor it. They're like, look at these idiots. They say Farrell Distributors, Donald McDonald, clap.
Oh, thank you. That wasn't forced at all. Good job. Well, unlike the chef here, I didn't make any of these wines. He did make that wonderful food. So I'm just going to try to pair these up as best I can. So there was a little bit of regionality with his food. So my ideas behind tonight's pairings was to stick with the regions the food came from. So much like you started with the panna cotta, I will start with what I would think would pair the best with it, which is Piedmontese style semi-sparkling wine called Moscato d'Asti. And this one is just a kind of a beautiful, oh, I forgot. I always run out of glasses for you. All right. You won't run out of liquid, but you will.
Stop! Stop!
I know, you're watching your waist.
I'm watching it grow.
So this is a lovely little wine. It's sometimes given to brides and grooms on their wedding night.
I like the
It's
bottle.
also a
I
really...
give this to my bride on my wedding night, and she would see her for days.
There you are, chef.
Thank you.
There you are.
sir.
You're welcome.
Here, honey, just one.
So what I love about this wine is it's low in alcohol, 6 to 8%, so it's really delicate to go with the dessert. Amazing floral aromas. So you get these rose petals and pears, and then little notes of citrus, and so then again pairing with that little citrus component of the panna cotta that you had. So this is just a beautiful style wine. Moscato is a great grape. Moscato is grown in America greatly lately,
good.
but it's not the same style.
Did you say
American
is,
Moscato is a still wine, and a little sweeter. This is sweet but not overly sweet, and it has a little, give us a little pins and needles on it, a little sparkle. That's called a little petulant. So you see the cork is a little expanded, so it does hold in a little bit of pressure. So it has a
that
little
is
bit of
good.
effervescence, so it kind of makes it refreshing and lovely.
too much of that too soon? Good girl.
So, won't be good tomorrow morning, I'll tell you.
No, but in good use of that in the next morning, especially for a chef, is when strawberries are fresh, you can just take this and make just use this as the sauce over a strawberry shortcake.
Oh, yes.
Just to douse the cake
be
and
good
the
for breakfast.
macerate the strawberries in a little bit, and
Good for
another
breakfast.
good use. If you ever have a bottle left over, I never do, but
Yeah, I think a lot of
For those
for the dessert wines too, they're like very reasonable, right? A lot of dessert wines are expensive. So
yeah,
pairings-
these ones were running around $12. So yeah, it's a nice, affordable style, and it's a small bottle, so you don't have one or two. You could serve 4 people with that, with a little nice little sipper with dessert. So
In Barry?
not in Berry. 1 bottle, 2 bottle, 3 bottle.
Come on,
You're
guys,
invited to my
let's
house
call the kettle
anytime.
black.
Are you passing that or drinking
I was-
lean or? Yeah.
There we go.
I was walking
Melt
out. I
another
was
one.
walking out
That's
of
still hot,
Beverage
so
Bear,
I'm
and I
not
had
gonna
one
put it
bottle of
I don't know
wine.
why it
And
is.
she goes, and the lady goes, "Oh, you're buying a bottle of wine?" I go, "Yeah, I have a dinner party." She goes, "For 6? For one? You only have 1 bottle for 4 people?" Okay.
Yeah.
What a 5th of Jack Daniels for? She was happy.
There you go.
That was very
in
good.
my business, it would be absurd to show up with 1 bottle. That would just be not right.
Well, the only reason why they were invited.
I know. It's not for my personality, I guarantee.
Not mine.
Occasionally they put me in the kitchen. That's about it. All right. So the next one I wanted to pair up with salad. And so this one jumped from Italy over to like Spanish themes with manchego cheese and like the ham. Not the ham, but the chorizo
Yeah.
sausage.
Chorizo.
Last weekend.
And so in Spain, you can pair, there's not as much white as there is red. So I brought 1 white, Castilla Peralada. This is from the Amposta region in Spain. So this is up in northeastern Spain, so Barcelona, and then heading up more towards the Pyrenees. So you're up in this mountain range, so you have really cool climate area that produces these white wines with still bright acidity and just this refreshing style. And it's the grape varietal is Garnacha Blanca, which is the Catalonian version of how to spell it, but it's Grenache Blanc is the actual varietal. Sort of a varietal you'd find in the south of France, so kind of similar thing like that.
Why don't we do a smaller glass? Fine. I'm so glad we're not streaming this on the internet. live, because I can see the Berry City Police Department. Okay, we got one coming down the road here.
So again, what you're looking for is like medium acid. When you're pairing with salads, you have a vinegar already based in there, so to add acid to acid would really make it too tart. So you want
Wait, acid to acid?
I know you were talking about mushrooms earlier,
So. Wow, boy.
I am not a product of the 60s.
Well, this show is brought to you by Betty Ford.
Or maybe I am a product of the 60s.
Yeah, I think you
I
are.
don't know.
Hey, dude. I hate to tell you about your mom and me.
But, Lord have mercy.
Don't get him started, trust me.
I know. So again, floral fruit, nice medium to low acid. It's medium acid. And so again, pairing with the salad, has enough crisp acidity to cut through some of the fat that's within the dressing, but not overly acidic so that the acid gets out of balance. And it still will be fresh and deal with the little bitter greens. And also a great pairing with seafood. Obviously along
You
the
stump yours here.
along the
Huh?
You
Catalonian.
stump yours here.
There you go. There.
Chefed after my own
Something
heart.
for me in there or no?
You know what? So we're gonna jump to the next course. I want to stay with
good.
white wines.
Yeah, we don't want to stay here
I don't
all
want to
night.
confuse you guys buying white red. So we'll stay. You ready, Tony?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give you even more later. So this one I was pairing with the risotto, and risotto is a classic rice dish from the Piedmont region, or Piemonte.
Oh, more?
Yes.
Perfect.
There you go. And
I think
again,
Jackie Gleason used to say how sweet it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Life is good.
and the one thing you find with wines and wine pairings, and especially when you're looking at European dishes, is that they keep things local. So the food that they prepare really goes with the grapes they have growing around them.
Well, they
So-
can't drive with all the wine they drink.
Well, especially in Europe, they have a zero tolerance policy. So yeah, you behave yourself. That's a lot of drivers there.
I guess we won't be doing our European trip anytime soon, folks.
So this Gavi, the region of Gavi is in the south of Piedmont, basically close to the coastline. And so it's a very nice region to grow white wines. You get some ocean influence, good acidity level, but still in the medium acid level, which again with the risotto, it does have an earthier thing. The Cortese is the grape that they grow there. So Gavi isn't the grape. A lot of the things, Spain plays around with the rules a little bit, they put the grape varietal on there, but like places like France and Italy, they don't necessarily put the grape varietal on the bottle. There's some, obviously, exceptions to the rule. But so Gavi, you sort of have to know, is the Cortese grape, and this is 100% Cortese, so it just has a nice earthy, minerally complexity to it, and just a really nice, this would be kind of the undertone to the risotto, and then the red wine I have would sort of be the overlayer and kind of more I react to the mushrooms.
Now, did you want me to do that in yours, or shall I use the...
Yeah, sure, we can do that again.
You can see this one has a little bit more weight and fruit weight than the
This is
Grenache
really earthy.
Blanca.
All right, describe the next one. I want the front row to smell this
You've got
earthy
it.
wine.
All right. Now, this is a red wine coming up?
So we're going to do a red wine next, absolutely. And I'm going to switch you to fresh glasses. So if you want to save the white, you can save the white for later.
You want back?
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish it up. What the heck? I'm a good sport. Just don't pour it down the sink, whatever you do.
Keep talking.
So the next one, again, we're going to go back to pairing with the salad. And this red wine I'm going to be pairing is Antonian. It's from the Antonian family.
Did you lose
Winery?
your glass? Oh, no, he
No,
doesn't get one.
And this is in the Rioja Baja region. So this is a wine grown at 2,500 to 3,000 foot elevation. So it does retain some good acidity level. This is a kind of a unique style of wine. This is something you don't really find in America that often. This is what the Spanish do every year in Rioja. They'll take the fresh vintage and they'll do this thing called carbonic maceration, which is this, so it's oxygen-free fermentation. And so what happens is instead of yeast working on the juice and making alcohol, they actually put it in tanks, seal off any oxygen, pump it with CO2, and it actually forms an intercellular fermentation. So the grape skins actually stay whole, and then the juice inside of it starts reacting because the carbon dioxide can seep through the skins, and it starts this process. So actually alcohol is being created without any, just through enzymatic reaction as opposed to yeast. So what it does is produce this soft, fruity style of wine instead of creating a lot of tannins and all the rest that you'd find from crushing the grapes and having the juice mixed with the skins. And the reason they do this, I mean, this is a traditional way of doing like Beaujolais. Beaujolais Nouveau is a classic carbonic maceration. But this has been for years done to basically show off the new harvest. So in Rioja, when they get the brand new harvest, they do this style because they can do it within 6 months, and then in the winter they can start showing off what the vintage was really like to prospective buyers and what. So it sort of shows a profile that when it's 6 months old, when it's a year old, when it's seen some oak aging, and so on and so forth, how that vintage is going to age. So it's kind of a cool practice, and we were lucky enough to get this importer. I'm actually really fortunate enough to be heading over there in 6 weeks to spend a week with them.
Oh,
So
wow. Good for you.
that should be terrible.
Good for you. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Now, after the wine tasting, do you participate in the running of the bowls?
I am not that silly. No, no. I will definitely watch
Want
people
this?
get gored, but I am not involving myself.
You're driving, right?
Run!
All the way to Pittsfield.
Okay, we've got
Yes.
through all.
No, we have one more. So I'm going back to now the risotto.
Actually,
You skipped one too.
I skipped one, thank God.
There you
Huh.
go.
This is
All
the
right.
better one, you say?
This is good, yeah.
So, again, this is
I
from the
haven't had this one,
Marchese
though.
family. So Barolo, the town of Barolo, the Marchese family has the main castle in town. It's an amazing place. And if you get a chance to go there, downstairs underneath the castle, they have their tasting room. There's wines all around the walls. You can taste a bunch of stuff, buy a lot of stuff, and there's
You'll
a
be
beautiful room.
stopping there, won't you?
Yep. It's a. I won't be stopping there this time. I was there 14 years ago.
Oh, dear. Best time to go back.
So absolutely. So what Piedmont is really known for is Nebbiolo or Barolo wines or Barbaresco wines. But those are normally $60 to $100, very expensive styles of wine. So what they normally drink everyday wine for dinner would be Barbera. This is Barbera de Alba, and Alba is a town just north of Barolo. And the other grape varietal we're not tasting today that's really popular there is Dolcetto. And Dolcetto is more your lunchtime wine. You're trying to drink it out of water glasses, kind of more purpley and fruity. Still a nice balanced wine, but this Barbera sees a little touch of a Nebbiolo in it, so it has that refined rose petal component to it. But again, Barbera
This
is
is good.
brambly berried and kind of medium tannin, rich, kind of, I guess you'd put it in like a Merlot perspective. You're thinking about palate profile. What do you think? Zenning out. I think he did have the mushrooms.
I don't know, but it's making my headache, I'll tell you that.
So again, that reacting with that mushroomy component, you can, mushrooms
good.
in this region, truffles are king, so definitely any wines play off of that mushroomy kind of component.
You ready?
You remember
Yeah,
that I Love Lucy
These
show
are my
she's
wines.
doing?
I love this.
Vita Migi, Forte Fida? Yeah, that's me right now. Really good cough
Tony,
medicine right here,
there you go.
baby.
What do you think? Paired all right?
Excellent.
Yes.
Isn't he good?
Yes, a big hand, please.
Thank you.
There we go.